I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to you and know. The children crying for salvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, my brother, to spoon. For the future, want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You propose Gemma, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat my congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a small TV, you got a small radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba, 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 kilibaba. What you want? Yes, what you got? Yes, what you got? On the beat. To get your information. For the food to be spoon television. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. The children crying for salvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, my brother, to spoon. For the future, want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You propose Gemma, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat my congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a small TV, you got a small radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba, 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 kilibaba. What you want? Yes, what you got? Yes, what you got? I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, right? To spoon. You want to know what is happening more often to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat it from regular, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update to spoon. Para, Kilibamba, 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 Kilibamba. What I want? It's funny about it. It's funny about it.
And I tell you, folks, you're from Maryland, you're from Sino, you're from Grand Gillette, you're from Grand Cru, from across the 15 counties of Liberia. Just tune to Spoon, and you will know exactly what Liberians are talking about, what the issues are in the country. When the politicians want to break the news, come to Spoon. Here we bring you face to face with the policy makers and provide you a space where you can engage. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are, you can always tune to Spoon. You can be part of our discussion, you can be part of the conversation right here every single day. And I'd like to welcome all of you to this edition of the program. This is the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We are live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5. We're live on Fabric Radio 101.1. Thanks to all of our partner radio stations across the country that are always relaying the show. Trust FM in Bombay County, Premier FM in Bong, Trend Radio in Grand Cru, Radio Yalamani, Seklipi, Nimba County, and hosts of other radio stations across the country. Thanks to the many of you joining us online. As always, we are live across our social media handles, Spoon TV on Facebook, Fabric TV on Facebook, and Super TV on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Our YouTube handle is Spoon Talk Live. I want to welcome all of you to this edition of the program. And thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Nelson Collier. I'm here with you for the next hour or so as we together run another edition of the Late Night Show. Where exactly are you joining us from tonight? Let's know See, so many of you are already here with us. Joseph Colley is joining us from Minnesota, the USA. Tana K. Hill is here. You got a sport TV. And then I see George Walker. He says, "Good evening, gentlemen." Well, the ladies are gonna hold you in contempt. George Walker, Emmy and the rest of the guys are gonna hold you in contempt. Why are you only saying gentlemen when you know that ladies are here as well? The ladies always come on. Frank Bishop Queer, thank you for joining us from Bartonsville, from your Bartonsville resident. Moses Momolu is here tonight. Blessings and blessed is joining us. Giovanni Gitawe from the US. Eugene Williams, thanks for joining us, sir. We appreciate you for joining in tonight. Moses Colley is here as well. And George Walker came back with an apology. He said, "Good evening, ladies," as well. Yeah, now you've struck a balance. You will not be taken to the court of competent jurisdiction to explain your side of the story. You will no longer stand a chance of being brought down guilty for not recognizing the females on the show. But I want to welcome all of you. It's a great way to start another edition of the late night show, the late night Politics and Spoon. We're always here, to talk Liberia, to bring the issues to you, and have a great conversation. Today is going to be a great show. We have a lot to discuss today. As most of you are aware, there's a whole lot going on across Liberia. And the best we can do is to come on here to discuss those issues and have the conversation going on. The big discussion in the country right now is about the Nimba County senatorial by-election. Lots of conversation around that. Who wins the election? Who replaces Senator Prince Yomi Johnson? That's the big question now, and that's why Liberians in that part of the country are canvassing. They are listening to the different political ideologies, the platforms, and everything sold to them at this point. And political leaders from across the country are trooping in as well because it's about the influence. Are you going to maintain your influence? Are you going to expand your influence? Are you, what's going to happen to you politically? Nimba is becoming a major political capital in the country, and so the election has become a very crucial one because it's going to determine what happens, what the future, the political future of many political parties will be. And that's why it's important. So the big conversation in the country right now is about April 22 or the 22nd of April, what happens with Nimba County. That's a major conversation in the country right now. But while we're talking about that, the former chairperson of the CDC, Mr. Morba Molu is now with his stand. The group, they say they want to stage a protest in solidarity with the motorcyclists. You know that they went to court some time ago. The court didn't rule in their favor. The court trashed the request. They have a petition asking the court to file prohibition on the enforcement that's ongoing by the Liberian National Police to get the motorcyclists of the principal streets of Monrovia. The group thought that it isn't a good idea and the government needs to rethink her decision. And so there was some engagements. The group has been working closely with the motorcyclists, especially from the Supreme Motorcyclist angle, trying to get government to go back on her decision with respect to the no-go zone restriction that has been enforced by the Liberian National Police. And since they didn't get the justice from, since they didn't get what they wanted from the court, they're now saying that they're going to stage a protest. Now, the big question remains whether the protest they want to stage is going to bring about the kind of result. Because we've seen over the time that the police have maintained her ground. The police have said that it's not going to go back on the no-go zone. The Inspector General of the Liberian National Police, Colonel Gregory Coleman, the other time had an interview, and he spoke of the culture, the kind of culture we've had in the country over the time, where a lot of people don't want to adhere to the rule of law. Nobody has time for no. Everybody wants to do things the way they want to do it. You want to riot back in whatever position, in whatever location, and so he said that the no-go zone will remain in force, and that in itself was a major setback for the motorcyclists who thought that following the last protest they had, there would have been some sort of reconsideration for the government to allow them in the principal streets of Monrovia. So STEM is now moving with the motorcyclists. They're saying that since the motorcyclists did not get access to the principal streets through their protest they had through the court, they're saying that they're going back to do another protest. What's going to be the outcome of the protest this time around? Now, the Supreme Court, which they went to, didn't give them what they wanted. Now, the stage protest, they didn't still get what they wanted. It's the Group 10, which happens to be a civil rights or civil society organization headed by the former chairperson of the CDC, trying to ride on the current situation with the motorcyclists to get more relevant, since it's a newly established quote-unquote civil rights movement. All right? As often said, Morgan can leave black him bien. In our country, we can say it that way. The former chairperson of a major political party will always be a political person. Let me put it that way. But I want to welcome everyone. There's a whole lot happening across the country. We're going to do less of the talking tonight, and we will allot more time to our audience. I want to bring the team on now. I see Honorable Moba Zokia, the man who comes in with a very sophisticated laptop that has all the 21st century information in it. And you always say, I get the fact. The fact's in the laptop. Look at it right before me. Moba, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Well, thank you, my brother Nelson. I appreciate the time.
You brought a laptop tonight? You want us to see the laptop tonight? But if you forgot that laptop, you gotta go.
No,
back.
man, I'm
bring the conversation for the laptop.
I know, right?
yeah. But Moba, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Let me go and bring our brother Francis Javate. Mr. Javate, welcome to the show. I saw the man having a great time with Baby J today. Somewhere, somehow, some way. But Francis, welcome to the show. Baby J lodged a complaint. The man said you always drinking his milk.
Yeah, man. It's good to be here, brother. How are you doing? Good morning to our folks. I took the man. We took the man to the zoo today. His first zoo visit. So we had a great time at the Philadelphia Zoo today. So it was good. But it's good to be on the show tonight. It's been a while since I was here. So it's good to be
here. All right. Thanks a lot. Indeed, it's good to be here tonight. We can only be thankful for the opportunity to be on, to be alive, healthy, and coming on here to do what we've committed ourselves to. And it's a good thing to be here tonight. As we get started with the conversation here, there's a whole lot happening across the country, and you guys already know. So we're gonna start the conversation, but today we're gonna do something a little bit different today. Yes, we have all the different happenings in the country, but we're gonna have 3 separate rounds of discussion, and each panelist will say what you want to talk about. what you want to talk about. Maybe issues from the course of the week, just whatever that issue is that is of concern to you, whatever it is, or maybe some of the updates from today or whatever, what you want to talk about. And then we'll open the phone lines as well for our people to come in, call in and share their thoughts. But I'd like us to start the show. I want to welcome all of our folks, Noel, Elliot, Mason, Zilu, Lynn Lakball, Francis Ray, everyone joining us tonight. We appreciate you. William Jala. And yes, let's hope we can have a great show tonight. So we can start the conversation. And let's start with you, Moba.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to our many listeners. My brother Francis, how you doing? A long time. Great. Look, we are again to discuss the issues pertaining to our country. What on my mind? The election in Nimba is on my mind. Today, I was going through Facebook. I saw a lot of activity in Nimba, which I was like, wow. But then when I did my investigation, I found out that half of the crowd that were beyond either Gonglo, they were all truck from other places just to go class out the campaign. I was like, before I come on and talk next thing, I always do my background check. I always ask people how these things work. And then people started giving me detail on the whole stuff. Nimba, Melvin Cole was taking people from Bon County in truck. And we saw the entire group from Monrovia who went Nimba, and he carried a lot of people. I was like, wow, but then the election over. But when I did my investigation, I found out that nearly half of the people were truck just to go down to run campaign, and they didn't even have a voting card. Then see people boasting that the election already finished. Either won the election already in the past. So they're going for the prelude. That's one that celebration they're going for. So I think the Liberian people, they're too much of trucking people, carrying people to go run campaign, which of course they even to that district or county. It is wrong. I think what people need to stop, because look, it infect our people mostly because sometimes all these things people see it bring chaos, because people say, oh, the election was rigged. You saw the amount of people who are down there. Oh, this, just to cause chaos in the country. You cannot do that. I think Melvin Cole and the rest of all of Yaka Koluba, Askawa, Gray, who talk people and carry them, they got look, every day they're preaching peace. Yeah, go ahead.
Mova, it's easy to say that some of the supporters of a particular political a particular candidate trucked people, but sometimes authenticating it becomes a difficult thing, because on a regular basis there are people leaving from one county to another,
Yeah.
And the issue of trucking, yes, of course, it has been a major issue in the country. Even the National Elections Commission, from the just ended election, it was proven that NEC even struggled with the whole thing about trucking. But at what point do you get to prove that someone is trucking? How do we distinguish the crowd from Monrovia? How do we distinguish the crowd from Monrovia to that of the crowd from Nimba County, for example?
Nelson, first of all,
that's why it becomes a bit difficult. You're welcome to the show. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Nelson, first of all, you look at the total number of voters in the county, and then you know how many male, how many female, because you're already in the data. It's a database something, right? And then you look at the amount of people who voting. For example, the total amount of vote in district number 5 or 6, maybe you say 5,000, but that 5,000 can exceed, it can only decrease, because God forbid people can get sick, God forbid people can die. So there's no way that 5,000 will go up to 5,001, 5,002. Meaning people truck people. But I think people, everybody, they are Liberians.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Where I want to get at is how
Mm.
do we establish the whole trucking narrative?
But
How do we know? How do
Nelson,
we distinguish the Monrovia crowd from that of the
Nelson,
the actual Nimba County crowd?
Nelson, we cannot get our differences, but election commission can do that because they get if they want to do it, they can do that. It's not something that me and you will come here and say we're identifying people. Oh, you are in district 5, where you do the district number 6. You still be the district 5. But guess what? It got an effect, Nelson. Because if you force a representative or senator on the people, right? If you force that president and you go there, like for example, Ascarga issue for the past two term of his when he was elected, that was so talking he used to do. But they're going election when the post stopped to the talking, what happened? He not even come close.
Okay.
So you see, so I think it get effect on the voters and on the district itself. Talking people, because look, people say good and it can happen, we agree, but I think within our own mind, like forcing something on somebody that they don't want, you bring it the moment you bring those people, you put in there, case closed. That's how it works.
Thank you, Moba. Francis, you want to come in? This is the first round of the conversation. We're going to do the second and third round, and as we stated, we're having it open. It's an open conversation tonight, and then thereafter we'll open the phone lines and hear from our folks. It could be issues from today, from somewhere in the course of the week, and yeah. So let's hear you, Moba.
Yeah, Francis. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to be here. Toure, how you doing, brother? Moba, good to be here. I just want to correct one thing that my brother Moba said. They didn't stop trucking. That's why Akaragwe lost the election, and Akaragwe's defeat was not as big as you think. I think he lost by 83 votes. I think they said it was something that somebody even tried to change one of the sheets and stuff like that to increase his number, but he lost by a slim number, 83 vote in a whole district of over thousands of people. That was a very, very close election, and this is the problem that they're having now, where he can sit on Spoon Talk and beat his chest and say that he's coming back in 2029. And he's able to say that because our Liberian people, that's what they do. They say it's two parties that where they will die on CDC or Unity Party. When CDC people this time, they lead and they go to Unity Party. Unity Party people too, they lead Unity Party, come out of CDC. That's why the country will all be that way. For me, I say, these two parties repent and ask the Liberian people for forgiveness and change that entire top leadership. These two parties should never see the executive mansion again in their life. But Liberian people say that only people they know CDC and Unity Party, so they'll continue to be in the same condition. But however, let's talk about the Nimba county election. You see, the Nimba county election is almost, to me, almost like the state of Ohio in the U.S. election. Well, back then, is to say when Ohio go for you, you carry the election. So what I mean by this is that CDC as a party and Unity Party as a party, this is like a litmus test for 2029. Because all of the giants that support these two parties have taken sides. At least Unity Party have taken sides with one person. CDC is just an embarrassment. Because you call yourself a giant, a major opposition party, but you cannot fully endorse one person. That's a loser mentality. Oh, anybody that win, other than Koga, that my person. Oh, you see how we strong? If Mike and William win, oh, we support that Mike. Either win, oh, support that either. The other person win, oh, support that person. That's a loser mentality. Stay your ground, grow some cojones, and say, I support this person. But we see some of them trying to take side, and all of them, most of them are following Edith. I did not want to even see Koga, because Koga, for this is his third term as a representative, has nothing to show for in Nimba County. But here we go again. Our people, they will die on one road. And now they're playing the tribal thing. Oh, we got one minor person, we got to bring a gear person. So I want to ask the people of Nimba County, if you are listening, a Mandingo person from Nimba County is a doctor and you're sick, you go to the hospital, and I'm the only person that I can cure you. Will you say, no, I want a minor doctor? Or will you want the best person that can cure your illness to treat you? I say this to mean that Nimba County, everybody in Nimba are Liberian people. I know they talk about the deeply rooted traditional aspect of their election, but look for the person that is capable, that is competent, that has a proven record, or I'm talking about locally. I'm not talking about the talking heads that come to Morovia. Look in your county, the person that has a proven record of doing things in the county or show leadership in the county, regardless of what tribe that person is from. It can even be from the Gisty tribe that's from Nimba County or Pella, whatever the case may be. But you're going to down again, Manuel Hill again. Chasing Koga. He been the representative for 3 terms now. No legislature he has put on the floor. No bill he has put on the floor. Why I can't ask him the question? Why you send people to Capitol Hill for? Ask the president, Koga, 13 years now. What legislature have you put on the floor, or have you sponsored or co-sponsored that have done anything good for the country or the people of Nimba? But they say, oh, our person here. You don't even ask this question. They need to bring civics back in school in Liberia.
20 seconds, Francis.
People can understand. But I just want to bring this whole thing back to CDC. CDC is a loser party. They have no shame. It's like somebody who got no skill or who got no plan. They take spaghetti and throw it on the wall. Anything that stick there is sit on that plan. How did that jump behind the people is the opposite of that people? All three are not win the election. Come on now.
Thank you. Trey, you want to come in? Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Moba, and to my, thank you, Nelson, and to my colleagues, man, panelists. Thank you, guys. Great to be on here again with you guys. Yeah, Nelson, I didn't know how culturally and traditionally embedded the Nimba politics was until just today when I heard Senator Yan Toin speaking on the issues, going way back to 1960s. You know what I mean? Giving the arrangement, the cultural and traditional arrangement that they have had in that county, where they having one manor and one guild, or senator, from each side. And mind you, we have other ethnic group there, the Mandingo, and other tribes that I'm not going to actually name because I really don't know. I think 9 tribes that stand to be corrected. But we cannot also be dismissive of the cultural and traditional impact that politics play. That the 2 element plays in our body politics. That's obviously across the board in every county. Maybe more so in Nimba than any other county. And I stand to be correct on that too. And I'm glad that brother Francis on, he'll talk about the Lofasa. But I know for a fact we cannot in any way. And I know, Francis, I hear you, it should be issue-based. I totally believe that. But I just hope that we will grow as a country where election will not be, it will not be sort of like based on which ethnic group or tribe or religion you form part of, rather based on competent and deliverables. I think that's what it should be. It should be issue-based. But nevertheless, there's a gradual process into every evolution. And I know our body politics will graduate to get to that place where we will actually, get to a point where your tribe will not come, your religion or ethnicity will not play part in representing your people. But Nelson, like I said, we are not privileged to knowing all of the intricacies of regional, politics. We can come in and talk about national issues and stuff like that. But me listening to the senator today gave me a nuanced perspective about the Nimba situation, and that was eye-awakening for me. And I just appreciate that he took that time to come on Spoon today to really enlighten us, because I didn't even know that I did not know that the vice president actually supported Nyatwine against Koga. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was new to me. And those that are going around saying how dismissive or how, you know, or you know, how do you call this? That the VP is actually traveling with a travel card. He's trying to bring this you know, division into Nimba and stuff like that. And you hear and Nelson, to be quite honest, forgive me, man, I don't like to really refer to people by their ethnicity, but just for the decency of this conversation, I'm actually gonna do something that I really don't like to do. You know, Antoine being a mono man, you know, and cool, I believe, like, you know, he you know, he preferred me. I mean, obviously a lot of positions, sometimes positions he's a mono man, he's a guild man, but whatever the case is, but he went against, you know, the late Senator Prince Johnson in supporting Onyatwine against Koga. You know, so if we should go back to the 60s where they had this arrangement where one mono man, one guild man, then what? And that have brought so much unity in our country. Then what is it that we should change now?
Thank you.
You know
let me hold you there. Let me hold you there, Ture. And
so gotta be very, very careful. It's like you know, you don't really get involved with your neighborhood's problem, because when the people go back in their house, they will solve their problem, and you just be look at the you know what I mean, the guy on the side. Thank you very much, Nelson.
Francis, you want to come in?
Francis, do not. Because I got two Francis tonight.
Yeah, I'm the original Francis. Just going by laughing.
Yeah, the man of Francis that do not Francis.
I knew you're gonna come like that. How you doing, gentlemen? We are grateful to our God, man. You know, like my brother, my Philadelphia brother just said it. Me too. You know, when we were entering University of Liberia, Nyatwine and were leaving. So he's a very eloquent guy. I really love the way he gave the historical recitation today on our phone call. I have some little bit of information that I plan to come and share with our folks that are watching us. But then when he said that, I said, okay, but then that actually reinforces my conversation tonight. Let me be honest with you. We can say whatever we have to say. We will just say, the Nimba people will elect their senator come Tuesday. For example, I was so low energetic. I was energized 2005 with a new wave of political system in Liberia that brought into our political body politic football. That football team that entered our politics 2005 and happened to be a freshman student.
What do you mean football team?
When I say football, it represents Joshua. Football represents Joshua. And I actually regret it though.
Come on, Francis.
I regret it. Football represents. What are you going to say?
You're referring to the former president as football thing that entered the
That's a reality, whether you like it or not. That's when football entered our politics. When Joshua joined the political race.
Francis, don't mess this thing up.
But can you give me a chance to learn, please, Mr. Moderator?
No, I'm coming. If former soccer star enter the body politics of our country, fine. Or when you say football enter the politics now, you know.
Football enter our politics. That's how I want to call it. That's how I want to call it. I was a freshman student, 2005 University of Liberia, to a point where I literally, alongside with my colleagues, we could not do this. We had this place in Satan called Satan Intellectual Discourse. I was a senior moderator there. We were against the whole idea of that, especially when former Kennedy Weah said on radio
that he stopped to 11th grade. Oh, my brother. But let me tell you something. Unity Party people had somebody from here called Tony Jebo, I still remember, on their
You have
ticket.
5 seconds to.
No, don't do that. This is introduction plus get into the show. But Nancy, I don't like the way you interrupt me. Mama, I come from the background of history, political science,
Yeah,
public
so now
administration, and business. I like to lay my bases because this thing you're talking here.
so stable. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just allow me to flow a little bit. When you do it like that, then I get off track. And I don't want to carry me wrong. Because he listening. Look, let me tell you something. On a serious note, I wish I had entered that race. I would have been representative up to now because you're not going to beat me. Kedaku Murray had 3 babies. Not even correct babies, Sambo. One to City Hall, one to 12th Street, one to 24th Street, when we're stretching our vein to support the Unity Party candidate. Tanu Jebo. I learned that he passed, but I don't know. Anything getting nothing because, some people came to the America, no disrespect to them, they refuse to add to their development.
Okay.
So there's the thing, right? CDC won the election. Out of 17 districts, I can remember only 2 people that didn't go on CDT ticket and now win. Every Snow and Dustin Woodocoli.
You're distracting the show. Yeah.
Every Snow and Dustin Woodocoli were the only one that didn't go on CDT ticket and they won. Carando was so, I don't know why Liberian people, he went on CDT, he did not win, okay? I bring this thing in to reference what Yan Troyan said today. I'm not saying Samuel Koga will win. I'm not saying he will not win. I'm not saying either Gongwe will win or not. But guess what? The 2 candidates, they are not ready for Monday in terms of issues based. This is a woman that got a history. Former President Ellen Johnson endorsed her, but she fired her. She only served 1 year, 9 months, according to the public record, as superintendent. What happened? How come she was the best and you fire her? Every election, either run into an election, if she doesn't win, she run away to America.
Yeah,
now the other issue is Samuel Koga banned.
To say it, no, before you go to the Samuel Koga aspect, it's very important to state that the former president endorsed her not
because she's a woman.
Okay, based on the gender card, not based on
the gender card. So it's not competent.
Public service and all of that. So I just want to know that because we have the video here when the former president endorsed her.
And listen, that I was almost there, Nelson, and my colleagues and our followers. That's the problem. Everybody that talking about issue based, everybody talking about issue based. Either go where we were so competent, you fire her. Now you come back because she's woman. Then the people vote for her. Okay, the other issue here is Samuel Koga ain't do nothing for the people for 13 years. Okay, that's what some people are saying. The CDC campaign something that they didn't even put one candidate in the race. How come the people are never counted in a district? I don't know that district far, I'm told. They continue to vote for him for 3 times. 3 times. Okay? So the whole thing here, let me tell you something. The politics in Liberia is not an issue-based politics. It's a popularity-based politics. If we can appease the people and tell them what they want to hear, they give it to you. That's how it is. Nimba County and Lofa County, you're not going to give me time, but I will tell you, my big brother Judge would have benefited from it. I don't like it, but that's the way of the people. He didn't do nothing in that county. My big brother. For 6 years as superintendent. Okay? Because the Kissy people had it, so they gave it to the Bani people. He represented the Bani people, and Joseph Walker is one that pushed it. Because that's our senior uncle. So my people, man, thank you for at least showing up. We can share it, but Tuesday we'll get to know.
Look,
this is a second. No, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming, Boba. This is the second round, and hereafter we do the last one, and then we move to the phone lines. Again, as I stated earlier, it's an open conversation tonight, and you can speak to a variety of issues. I know the Nimba politics is the major conversation right now in the country, but there's a lot more happening from the updates and all of that you could speak to. So, Moba, take your 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Second.
Nelson, thank you. Look, you know what sometimes baffles me when people talking about representative senator not do nothing in their county, and people still elect them.
Sorry, quickly.
Yeah.
I see Mr. Gunglo in the comment section. So Anthony is going to share the link with you, and then you can come on. But go ahead.
Yeah, Nelson, let me say this, right? You know, sometimes it baffles me, right? When people always come out and say representative, senator not do nothing, I agree with them. But in some cases, my question to some of these questions is that, Nelson, it is that the representative themselves can undertake a project without going to the house and put on the floor to vote upon it for the money to be allocated in the budget to be done, or the senator or the representative will take his or her own money and sponsor projects. You know, sometimes these things confuse us in a sense that, and we understand that, to our own understanding, the representative and the senator go in the house, debate for their county. For example, if so and so area need road and clean it, they go to the house, they put on the floor, they put in the budget, and they go implement it. So when people say the senator or the representative do nothing, it is based on themselves not implementing these things by themselves without the legislature.
Maybe I want to throw the question back to you. What are the cardinal responsibilities of lawmakers?
Oversight, lawmaking, and representation. Now,
okay. So if those three are the cardinal responsibilities of the lawmaker, then when people ask, "What have you done?"
Nothing. You know what I came up.
That's exactly what they're asking about.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's take this in contents, right? Now, you get some representative go in a house for maybe a clinic in a county, right? They go through the process, everything, and to the funding they go to, or the money come and they give it to the I call it the whosoever in front of it, and then the project complete. Now, why people? Most of the time people ask this question: why the senator themselves not take their own money? You know, I listen to my brother John. Now that question came to my head. I listen to my brother friends and he say, Koga been there for 3 good terms. He do nothing for the people. How you know that he do nothing for the people? He got to take his own money because people now basing on, if I get money, I go to my hometown, I made a road, build a hospital. Before you elect me, then when I get elected, I shouldn't do nothing. But all I should do is I take my money again, start doing things like what Musa Perez is doing. Right? So if that is the case, Nelson, then we're not going nowhere. You should work according to the Constitution. You don't have to build hospital before you be elected. You don't have to build clinic. You don't have to build school before you be elected. When you dare, you advocate for these things. And guess what happens? You put in the budget. You go to the budget. You make a case. And when the money allocated.
When people ask the question, what have this or that lawmaker done? Do you really think the major concentration is about the lawmaker using his or her own money to build schools and hospitals?
Yeah. You see in Maserati, Nelson.
It's about the lawmakers' contribution, even at the legislature. How well the lawmaker is pushing the issues at the level of the Senate or the House of Representatives. What are the bills the lawmaker is bringing to the floor and all of that? Francis, will come to you next.
Nelson, I agree, right? Let me say this. You see Maserati, you see Tomo Fala, and my own big brother, what the other senator? He's a senator right now, right? These people, we can't remember when last they passed a bill in the house. But guess what? They got schools, they got hospitals, they got companies running for them based on that people say they're doing something. So if we would be letting people on what they're doing individually instead of the country agenda, then there's no need. There are people that go and build their houses, build clinic, build school, and then go wrong. There are people say, okay, they may do something.
Thank you. We have to make progress. Francis, you want to come in?
Yeah, I just want to something more about that, my brother. Francis, that's not you, it's me. You did not listen.
I sent you a message earlier, Nelson. I don't know if you read it.
You did not listen to what I said. I did not say. I did not.
Somebody want to join the show.
I did not advocate for anybody to spend their own money. If you have listened to me,
I say you. Now you are talking to.
No, I also talk about Koga not doing anything. What has he done for the people of Nimba? So maybe if you're referring to other friends, but I also mentioned that. But I'll tell you when I ask this question, like Nelson rightly put it, we're talking about bills that you put on the floor, or that you sponsor, even co-sponsor, that will benefit the people of Liberia or your district or your county. I want that against even giving these lawmakers money for what they call legislative development and all that stuff. I think it's just a glorified way of giving them money to campaign. Because every time they sponsor project with that money in their counties or their district, during election time, they're going to tell the people, you see what I did for y'all? That's why they tell the people, you see what I did for y'all? So I'm totally and 100% against those them having that money to even do anything. They shouldn't be touching money other than their paychecks. They should be over there, like you said, legislation, oversight, and
representation.
A representation. Let's be representing our people, advocating for what the people need. Look at our budget, saying we are not going to pass this budget until it address healthcare. We're not going to pass the budget until it address education in my county. I'm going to hold this budget until it address security. That's what they should be doing. Not just looking for what's in it for them, and they say, okay, 100,000 for representative, 150,000 for senators for legislative development. Then they go election time and say, y'all see, I build school for y'all. When the Liberian people own money, they use for them. I'm even against the whole appointment of Senate mayors and superintendents. All these people should be elected so that they will not be beholden to the president. No, all of these things are the reason why Liberia is going to remain backwards. Because so long all of these guys are yes men to the president. Let's not forget about the lawmakers, superintendents, Senate mayors. All these appointed positions are supposed to be elected. As long as they are being appointed by the president, the country will never move forward. Because how do we grow or groom new leaders for the future? These superintendents, if they were elected, they will compete. The best superintendent will be the ones that we can look at and say, okay, let's vote for this president as president, because what they are doing in that county can be duplicated on a national scale. But when the president appoints all the superintendents and Senate mayors, you can't speak against the president. He will fire you. So that's why all of these guys are toothless bulldogs. So when we talk about the lawmakers, what have they done? I'm not asking go reach in your pocket, take your own paycheck, and spend it on the people. No.
Thank you.
Advocate for good healthcare, security, better schools in your district or your county. That's what we talk about.
Thank you. Ture, you want to come in?
Yeah, Nelson. Yeah, man. Look, at the end of the day, look, for some of us that have been privileged to live in the part of the world for as long as we have, you know, as sometimes we want to sort of like expect things to be, you know, ran just as it is done here. And most often than not, you just have to fall back and just realize that, you know, things are not the same because, number one, the culture have not been sort of like you know, built to sustain that kind of level of expectation. And maybe you might also think that leaders that are there, they benefit from the status quo. You know what I mean? Like, why is it that we have money to do every other thing in our country, but we don't have money to set up election for superintendents? You know, why the president have to, you know, elect district superintendent and all of those stuff, like mayor and all of that stuff. You know, that is not in any ways a country that is trying to pivot any sense of democracy, because all the superintendents across the country, they all become what? Subject to the president and the president approach, because the president can get rid of them anytime. But if someone is going to office based on merit, based on the fact that they were voted in, that person can only be answerable to her constituents, to his or her constituents, not that of the president. So there are so many issues that we have in our country. right? Somebody talk about bossing. That's something too that is absolutely a flat out disgrace and affront to democracy. You can be living in district number 5, but register in district number 7. Why? Why are we allowing that to happen? Or someone can go and rent people out of Bon County to come vote in election in Monserrado County, knowing that issues that person is going to be confronted with, or at least the people that are taken from Lofa, Bon, and Nimba to come vote in Monserrado, they don't live in Monserrado. They are in that district. Their children don't go to school in that district. When their children are sick, they don't go to hospital or clinic in that district. So issue that are affecting the people in that district and people that are voting for the representative, the issue does not impact them. They just take that route that one day with that $15, $20 they're giving them to come and vote and go back to their neck of the woods. So these are stuff that we look at. I live in Delaware County, right? I live in Callendar to be specifics, right? Right across right in Derby. I can't even move from where I'm in Callendar to go vote in Derby right across the street from me, right? I can do that. Anthony, Francis Moba, can I, literally right, I can just jog from here to Derby, but I cannot vote there because I don't live there.
You won't be able to vote.
I won't be able to vote, Nelson.
You're the wrong precinct.
The problem is there's no postal system in Liberia. So that's a major problem.
Exactly. So why are we because you know what? They know these are issues, but the status quo, they will not allow it to change. How about you come over ID card system? If you're in Bon County, you have different ID card, right? You know what I mean? The election commissioner can come with that. So that way, people in Bomi can have different number. I have my driver license, but people in Delaware, Francis, I can go vote in Jersey. I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying, right? So these things can be rectified. But you know what, Nelson? The people that are in charge, they're not going to do it because they benefit from it. That's the problem we have. And until we can address it, we'll continue to express this frustration every time and every now and then.
Thanks a lot. And interestingly, the issue of voter trucking and all of those different electoral issues, these are things that the National Elections Commission struggled with in the 2023 election. Now, trucking started to be visible from 2011 gradually in post-war. 2017 it increased. Now 2023 it was worse, and even the National Elections Commission is still struggling as to how to address that issue of voter trucking. Now it has gotten to the point where every single election there will always be issues about trucking. The different sides, maybe all the candidates will complain about trucking, and all of the very candidates will be accused of trucking. So where do we get to address this issue from? Is it with the NEC? Is it with the Liberian citizens who allow themselves to be trucked? Or is it with the government of Liberia? Or is it with the candidates themselves who go to those people, give them money, take them to another county or another part of the country to get them to vote? Let's hear from you, Francis, on this one.
Nelson, Francis spoke and us.
But
you came late. You need to wait, Attorney.
Yeah,
please wait. ANC nationalist. Wait. Please wait for your time. All right, Nelson. You struck a very good point. And let me start this part of the open conversation tonight. We put shifting the blame on the occupants of the executive mansion. This is the fundamental reasons why
responsible for trucking, Francis.
Yes, the occupant of the executive mansion is responsible for trucking. Give me a chance to.
Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former President
also
George,
responsible for trucking.
President Barkai.
Everybody that been there and the people that are there now, they are all responsible. Brother strike a very good point. He said they're not going to change it because they benefit from it. And that's true. It is true. Why this regime wants Samuel Koga, not Samuel Koga, Representative Kuhn as their regime speaker. Has Joseph Boakai said anything to us? No, he's not going to say it. But that's what they want. Why Mother Sadi got to support the removal of other speakers? Because she wanted somebody else. Why? The very people they're removing, they want other people. These are the people that are doing the voter tracking. So they benefit from it. We suggested in our low corner the whole idea of bringing Joe Boakai to power to put the proper system in place that will hold all of us accountable. Until we can do that, it's going to be extremely difficult. And now sometimes people say, oh, the lawmaker making plenty of money, this and that. But do you know that state-owned enterprises, those managing directors, Director General made more money than the senators, including representatives? Do you know that the boards of these agencies, when they say that, do you know they have fees, some of them that 10,000? I know about my return, for example. Okay? APRC, National Port Authority. Do you know how much they pay board members? Do you know how much the president advisors making? When they don't even advise the president until the president call you, you don't just go to the president to advise them. That's how our system look like, my brother. Now, we are told that Joe Boakai, having that long experience in our governance space, happen to be the older person, a statesman, will have been a real public policy disruptor for the better that would have make us to achieve with the majority of the people. Okay? Starting with putting that system in place that will hold other accountable. For example, you got JFK, you got Minister of Health and Social Welfare. It's no more social welfare. Let it go. You got the National ID card, Code Citizen ID card. All you need to do is JFK for women that are giving birth, Minister of Health, you tie them together. Okay? We talk about the whole motherboard issue. We had a chat when we're talking professional conversation. What can we do to address some of the policy issues in Liberia? The system is not there, and the leaders are not willing to put it in place. The president proposed the budget. That's the law. The president proposed the budget, whatever they want, what they want. Have you ever heard the House of Representatives or the senators veto the president budget? No. When the president said they want $3, and the people say, no, you're not supposed to get $3. Say, no, we need a $3. Okay, they get their own. So the whole bling game here is strictly on the lap of the presidency. The presidency in Liberia is so powerful that we don't even imagine it. That's the way it is. Every time minister have to JFK, which they are doing now a little bit just weird than started here, because I do immigration here. I get a birth certificate. Child that is born today in Kolahun district, get birth in Kolahun district, in that bush there, they're able to get birth certificate from there from Minister of Health. Right there. We can do the same thing with Minister of Transport, the National ID card, and the National Police. When you are born, we start to monitor your birthday through your birthday. When you hit 18, we get to know that you're supposed to vote. We'll get your national ID card. Blue Star and Orange now registering people before you can even get a SIM card. We can also explore that too for the benefit of the people. Once you live in SIM card, we get to know you live in SIM card. Without you telling all that you live in SIM card, because that's what they do here. But the government doesn't want to do it. An individual cannot do it. Like my brother Tule said, all these political hyena, I don't know how Martin called it, political vampires, political janjaweeds, they are not in for the people. They are in there for themselves. And that's why either Gongre is struggling. And that's why just we are and CDC have decided to support 3 candidates in the race. Where? Which part of the world you now see 3 candidates win 1 elections?
Thank you very much for
Where?
your input. We are certainly going to check for that part of the word.
And so we can't find it. Like one
And
political party put 3 candidates in the race, and they are supporting them.
yeah,
It's a shame for our country.
Anthony, you want to come in quickly just before we bring
Trying to,
go.
his name is scalable. That need trying to pronounce.
Go ahead.
All right. So, good evening, guys, fellow panelists. Good evening, fellow listeners on the radio and the followers on the Facebook page and the YouTube page. Folks, sometimes we come here and ignore the reality. Did I hear my dear brother Moba making the case for Samuel Coker, justifying as to why he did not deliver on his legislative accomplishment? I mean, it is sad. Look, Samuel Coker don't have a bill or bridge in Nimba County, but Samuel Coker can introduce a national legislation that can change the living condition of the people in Nimba County and that of the people of Liberia at large. All right, Samuel Coker don't have to lead an illegal group to remove the speaker illegally. Put them in a hotel for almost 3 months. They were staying in a hotel. Did you question who were paying for that hotel for that length of time? So when they also come and say, "Oh, my dear brother Teresa, but why they can't keep it as is? One person from the other ethnic group, another person from the ethnic group." But of recent, we just had the late Senator Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kuhn as senators. Currently, as it stands, there are 11 electoral seats. Out of the 9 districts, 7 of those districts are occupied by the Gill people. In the what's the name? In the Bwaka administration, the 2 ministerial seats that were given to Nimba County, both of them from the Gill belt. Oh, y'all want me to go there along that line? Y'all want me to enumerate a lot of things that are not balanced in Nimba County? I don't think so. I was born in Yekepa. And I can tell you for a fact, these legislative seats in Nimba County, having 11 of them, currently as we speak, there's no female occupying any of them. We're not just looking for just female, but competent female. And Madam Eden Gonglo is a competent person. Madam Salif just endorsed her, and also during her endorsement, she clearly said that she did not fire her. She clearly said that. So, folks, when we come here,
What did she do? She relieved her.
Listen.
Man, Anthony, you know better than that, man. You know better than that.
Francis, let the man talk. The man finish, then
I got it.
We'll come up and ask the man a question.
I did not interrupt Francis when you were speaking.
Thank you. Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
I mustered the courage.
Sorry, Tony. Sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No worries, my brother. Let me progress. So, having said that, we are here today. There's one thing that makes the difference in this particular election. Even 2 votes can make the difference. Even 1 vote can make the difference. This is not an election that will go into a runoff. Momentum drives vote. And who has the momentum today as we speak? Madam Ide Gonglo has the momentum. She has the momentum. So she can get that 3 votes, or that 1 vote, or that 5 votes that will set her apart, and she becomes the senator of Nimba County. The factor that other people may have not been thinking to vote her, that statement from Prophet Key that you're trying to justify again, also is a fuel to the people were going to voting booth, and the last thing they remember on the campaign trail, that's why we stick in ahead and they cast the ballot. And I can tell you that message have brought other people who are not Nimbayan but reside in Nimba County, also have voting rights in Nimba County, will vote for Madam Ide Gonglo because of the divisive politics. Can you imagine the VP himself struggling to stay on message? Samuel Coker struggling to stay on in your own county. I have never seen this kind of momentum from Madam Gonglo since she's been running in Nimba County. This particular one, look, and if she gets 2 votes, that sets her aside, that's it. So you can say whatever you want to say, but momentum drives vote. and she currently has the momentum. I want to stop that far.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you very much for your expose. Oh, okay. I think Nelson having a little a network issue. So what we'll do, we'll go around the table for 30 seconds. But before that, let me bring our big brother in. I mean, let me just say, Mr. Bungalow. You got anybody probably here.
My name is my name is Kelebo.
Kelebo, okay. Kelebo,
Oh, Kelebo. Stop making it sound like it's hard to pronounce the menu.
Yeah, it's not. It's actually easy.
Okay,
It's,
Nelson already here. Nelson, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. So thank you guys. This is my first time here tonight. I was on Spoon Talk tonight with Stanton, but I don't follow or Spoon Talk. So I usually contribute either by the telephone or maybe just coming. But I listened to some of the the comments that were made earlier. It kind of picked my brain, and I say I need to just get on here and provide quick clarification here. I listened to Senator Nyantoy. I was on the show with Stanton when he called, but we're going towards the end of the show. We didn't even have the time to ask him questions and what have you. There's something about history. You got revisionist historian who look at facts of history and then look at it, interpret to suit their purpose at the moment. Those are people who call them revisionists. They distort historical facts because it fits the present reality and circumstances that they want to, the message you want. They say, hey, this is it. So this is exactly what Senator Twain did tonight, and some of my brothers here try to pick on. We know our history. Liberia has been a one-party state until up to 1980. I would say up to 1985. It has been a one-party state. It was 1985 that we went to election, with multi-party democracy, but under a military government for that matter. So in the context that Liberia happened on one party, there was no election, right? So the history of this whole thing, one man and one girl, it was not even that. The Nyantoan said in 1964, the first senator was Voka, Johnny Voka, who was a man from Seklipi. Okay? When President Tolman asked him, there should be two senators. For initially, when Nimba was declared as a county, the size of Nimba was so big, they were thinking about splitting Nimba into upper and lower Nimba. But that didn't happen, right? So when they asked Johnny Voka was from upper Nimba. So he said, okay, I will recommend someone. And he recommended Blozuo or Toy, who was from Toy Town. Toy Town is the big town next to Tapeta, okay? That's lower Nimba. So it was like a split between upper and lower Nimba. And the only reason why they asked, you imagine president asking someone, bring me somebody to be senator. That means they were not elected, right? So it was just a presidential appointment. It was based on preference. It was vocal preference that, I'm going to pick somebody from it. So it's not even a good history to really rely on, right? I just wanted to put that out there. And the second thing was with the late Errol Komosako, who was then, so maybe historically the longest serving internal affairs minister of Liberia. When he was elected, and this is something that may not be pleasant to talk about, he was elected democratically in an election. He's a Maningo man, came from Bang. Then I think Scatoy was also elected, and he was from Lower Nimba, which is the Tabata is a headquarter. So the people got together and went to Doe. Of course, Doe was trying to make peace with Nimba at the time because of that election. So you have, two girl person elected, one man and one girl. Then they went to Doe and said, look, we need the two bigger tribes in Nimba would be Isgio and Mano. But this Komosako made a Maningo man. So, and are your friend. Now you have a Gio person, you want to reconcile the country, You know, those were NDPR people. So it was not something. So though they asked Elo Komosaka, you know what, I want you to be internal affairs minister. I will not fire you as long as I'm president. Okay. So it has like a little bit of trouble undertone that people didn't want Manigo man being representative for them or me, senator for them. It had that kind of trouble tone, which I really don't agree with. But those were done by very, very few handful of people. Then Hillary Gombe was elected, who was from also Upper Nimba. So it became Upper and Lower Nimba. Scatterwell from Lower Nimba, Hillary Gombe from Upper Nimba. That has been the divide. It has not been, because if you look at it, if you are from Nimba, you look at Nimba history, you got Upper Nimba is occupied by Gio and Mano predominantly. If you look at Lower Nimba, of course, Mandingo, because you can't play in Sanukule, Mandingo, Ganto, Mandingo. So if you look at Lower Nimba, you got Gio, Mano, Kran, and B. Lower Nimba got, in fact, more trouble configuration than Upper Nimba. Okay? So it has always been between Lower and Upper, not on trial, like people want it to be, because it's now something so it's the politics of the election, so they fit that. If you look at Vice President Kun, I know I'm going to take my leave quick and somewhere else to talk.
Yeah, tell us.
Two things I want to strike. Vice President Kun, in 2020, Senator Groupier Gil from Lower Nimba, he was the senator going for re-election. Vice President Kun was representative from Ganto Upper Nimba. He entered the race. Why? The sitting senator was Senator Johnson, because both of them were Gil. And there were all scores of Mano Kennedy running. Vice President Kun said, no. That's my democratic right. I will contest against Groupie, who is Gil. When I win, I'm Gil, and will still be out having two Gil Kennedy. And he won. So there were two Gil Kennedys. So what Kun is doing, he and Yanchua are doing now, is basically to suit the purpose of what the message they want to pitch to the voters. So I want you guys to look at that context. And Ellen Johnson said it, what she said, Madam White served for 1 year, 9 months as superintendent. She decided that she was going to contest. Ellen Johnson Sally told her, okay, it's good that you're going to contest. You have said, well, if you need to look at the letter she wrote her, she wrote and said, you serve with exemplary record in my government, but because you want to pursue a bigger political goal, I'm relieving you in order to pursue your political goal. It was like 3 sentences that what she wrote. She did not fire her for any, to say like maybe misconduct or anything. She praised her in that communication, in that letter of relieving or of the superintendent job, because that was a requirement under the law. You can't be superintendent and contest. You have to leave, right? So I just wanted to make that clear.
Okay, thank you, sir. And sorry guys, I have a little bit of technical issue here, and so yes, we can do the final run across the table and then go to the phone lines and take some calls. Mobile, you want to kickstart? And
Yeah, no problem. I think, look, I know this election Tuesday is very, we all want the best for Nimba. But end of the day, I don't want people to base the election on a female card, because majority of the people who, before the election, we hear people talk, oh, we need more female. As much the person is qualified and competent to do the job, well, they go there, and we all know she is. But always people want to play their female card. And secondly, look, Nimba is a big county. Nimba, looking at our electoral college we get in the United States. Nimba and Lofa, Monterrey, those 3 counties, when you hit those 3 counties, no matter what, you'll be president. Nothing can stop you. So everybody now you see running there trying to get a political base. We know that some people are not going there with clear mind to say we're going support either because of they, but they want to make a political base for 2029. So it's just like where T Blaha, everybody pushing there for. But again, we see on Tuesday what happens, and we pray that the election be peaceful, and people taking people from here, carrying that other cause chaos things. The police need to be on there to make sure everybody be safe and do their thing. End of the day, we all pray for peace, and the winner we'll see right after Tuesday, which is Wednesday. Thank you, Francis.
Yeah, for me, it's just stay on Nimba again. I think, like I said, this election in Nimba County is bigger than just the senatorial candidate, because as we can see, the two major parties in Liberia, Unity Party and CDC, have already taken sides. Even though CDC, like I said, they have a loser mentality, supporting 3 candidates instead of supporting 1, but still. If Koga happens to win, that just shows that all the former president, Saliv, George Weah, and his cronies, everybody, they almost have no weight when it comes to influencing politics in Liberia. They may be popular as a major party, but if they lose in this particular election, it's a heavy blow to them. And also the ruling Unity Party, if Koga loses the election, that also too is going to hurt them. But the only opportunity, the only advantage that this particular administration has is the fact that they have the presidency. And they have 4.5 years for President Barker to stop taking those sleeping pills, wake up and clean up his cabinet and start to work for the Liberian people. So that's the advantage they have. But if they lose this election in Nimba County, it's a litmus test. This particular election is a litmus test for the 2029 election, and we'll see. But I mean, Nimba County. I mean, everybody I on Nimba County, and we hope it's peaceful. Nobody should carry gangsterism over there. The people of Nimba County, they are peace-loving people. They are innocent people over there that just want to elect their senator. We are the talking heads on these platforms can sit and talk all we want to talk. But the people that are impacted the most are the people of Nimba County. Go there, observe the election, be peaceful, do not start any nonsense over there to get the people all riled up. If you're not from Nimba, stay out of Nimba politics on election day and let the people have a peaceful election. And good luck to whoever wins.
Thank you. Dre.
Yeah, so basically, look, man, Nimba is very crucial. Even though it's a regional, or should I say, county politic, but Nimba is such a huge county that it draws it draws national attention. But some endorsement, you just have to run away from it. And Madam Edith, to be quite honest, man. She should have just tell CDC thanks, but no thanks. CDC is not in this for Madam Edith win. CDC is actually using this as a benchmark to see exactly where they at as a party. That's the only reason why they are feeding in 3 candidates. What's the rationale behind that? I don't know. But what I do know for sure, they're setting endorsement that even when they come your way, you should tell them, hey, man, maybe you should give it to me beyond due. I don't want you to be visible with it. Especially a character like Akara's Gray and these guys. Like, what kind of value they are bringing? To be quite honest. Like, what kind of value individual like that? Like, look at Yeke. What kind of value these people are bringing to your camp? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know very well, it's like, Liberia politics is such a convoluted, situation that you don't even know. People just allow any character to come around them, and they don't even caution some of these individuals. This guy literally took a bunch of gangsters, move onto a university campus in Liberia, beat on students. That kind of character you want to be associated with? Absolutely not for me. You know what I mean? So I hope for the best, obviously. Like I said, man, Nimba is such a loving county. People are very progressive. It's a thriving economic, obviously, we all know that. And I just wish that this this election will not bring any kind of fragmentation in the unity that the people have enjoyed over the years. I hope for the best, and obviously, may the best candidate win. Thank you very much.
Thank you. French Donna.
Thank you for allowing me for the second time. Actually, the Nimba County story, I'm not in there, but I'm not too far from there. The three counties that became counties, they were region 1964. February, my grandfather, great grandfather, was one of the leaders, Honorable Jesus Duno. That's the reason why you see me talking politics the way I'm talking. All right. So that was Nimba, Lofa, if I'm not mistaken, Grandjure, 1964. My old man Jesus Duno became one of the first indigenous representatives. I got to bring history because history is good. We must know where we're from to determine where we are headed. That's the philosophy. Overall, we hope and we pray that the people of Nimba will now allow these chemically polluted politicians to mess with their country, to mess with their happiness, to mess with their unity, to mess with their tradition. Nimba people must be sober, and they have to open their eyes, because politicians, they can use enemies. As long as they no longer have power, they can do anything to bring chaos, to disrupt the peace that we have enjoyed for almost 21 years, since 2003. And Nimba happened to be the electoral college of Liberia. They can go there and say what they got to say, but they got to be peaceful with it. And hopefully, our IG, Colonel Gregory Coleman, hopefully they deploy sufficient police officers over there, because this is again the system. The law, we got better laws, but the very people who are supposed to enforce the law are the ones violating the law. And everybody will tell you, say, Article 15, Article 16, and 17. Freedom of association, freedom of movement. That's true.
Yeah.
But hopefully we have on our ID card the fact that you cannot vote in Nimba, you cannot canvass there. That's just common sense. If you're running for president, probably you're good to go because that's a national issue. But how come you go to Nimba to campaign for people when you don't even live there? You never been there somewhere else. But you're going there to build up confusion. And that's why we must alight the Joseph Barker-led government and the police, and including other intelligence, because some of these people, they have gone over there to cause chaos and to cause confusion. They have carried their anger there.
Thank you.
To use it so that these people have lived like that for long, and majority of Liberians have lived in that abused environment, and they think that these people love them. They don't love them. They love their belly. And the reasons why they do what they do is because of economic incentive attached to the power that they push for every day. My brother, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Anthony.
Thank you, Mova. I'm sitting here and I can't believe what I'm hearing from my fellow panelists. Look, you want Madam Ida Gonglo to not accept CDC endorsement, but Unity Party is proud to accept the endorsement of Prophet Key. The kind of thing that comes out of that gentleman's mouth that cannot be repeated by me here, and any decent human being, you okay with that? Like I said earlier, 2 votes or 3 or even 1 vote can make a difference in a particular election. Every support makes a difference. Yeke Koluba, who was instrumental for JMB to be elected president, campaigned vigorously for the Unity Party. Today, nobody. Even the Unity Party strategically put 2 candidates in District 10, Karishma and another person, to defeat Yeke Koluba. It did not suffice. Yeke entered Nimba County, and you could feel the vibration of the young people coming, welcoming. So it is your choice. Whether or not you respect Yeke, you don't respect Yeke. Yeke always been on the right side. He has not changed. He's very consistent. What Yeke has done is speak ill in society. You may not like his approach to things, but Yeke has said the truth. When Yeke flagged that this administration gave 4,500 naira for furniture, they said, "I will lie." Guess what? It became true. So let's sit here and pretend that politics have clouded our rationality for a moment, just to appease our political base. But the reality is, in a few days, we will get the results. Every endorsement I went for, Mana Ida Gongo, were very important. Whether 2%, 3%, 4%, they all add together and become the aggregate. And the number will prove that. The momentum, which is the driving engine for votes, is on her side. You could feel that the setting government, the setting vice president, representative, and even this whole half of the ministers from the administration, including the county superintendent, with everything that women are going through in Liberia, even in that Nimba county, well, women are disproportionately, given opportunity to serve. She talked about travel line is more important than gender. Wow. That was the same woman who was advocating for women's rights. So when we come here and we allow our party sentiment to cloud our rationality, it distorts the conversation. But you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to let you guys be.
30 seconds.
And wait for the election. And the result will speak volume, not just for Nimba County, but Liberia at large. Are you back in my time?
Thank you, Anthony. Mr. Gonglo, can you go from there? We'll take formula.
All right. I'm not going to say anything more than that because I know this. During the campaign has officially ended. During the campaign, there was so much negative stuff that people, misinformation intentionally to mislead voters. But I just want to point few things out. There are some things that we're not talking about. We can talk about people going to the poll to vote, but there are some concern with how NEC is managing the election so far. From Madam Wei Kiam, and I guess from all of the candidates, including Samuel Kogar, up to this point, every election, the election commission will conduct training for candidates or political party agents, and they will go back and train their observers on what should be done at the poll, the rule of engagement. At the point of opening the ballot, these are things you must observe. These are things you must do. As we speak tonight, NEC is yet to even write a single memo to political parties and say, we'll conduct the training on this day. Because, mind you, if you do that training, they too have to go by and train their people, and Nimba is big, and they have to deploy them throughout the country. We are headed to a little bit of confusion on that with NEC. Because we have been contacting them, they are silent. And all of us are Liberians. In previous by-elections, whether it's the one in Lofa or even the one that took place 2024 in Nimba, NEC will bring elections magistrate from all the other counties for that by-election to manage it. In this by-election, only NEC commissioners and logisticians from NEC central office, people from accounting, from other offices are the ones that are deployed to do election management in the country, not the election magistrate who co-functions are to manage elections. That is troubling also. Why they are doing that? They probably have better, because government funded the budget they submitted, which included having all this election magistrate there. Okay, whatever they're doing, we are raising concern on that. We have trained our observers up to this point. We have told our observers that the VRO, the voter identification officer, is required to read out loud every voter that comes so that we can look at the FRR and cross out the name or look at the picture of the person to see whether that picture matches to the person that has come to vote. Because we got reliable information, some of the things that the government or SAR want to do is to do proxy voting for people. They are buying voter cards here and there because they have the largest. So NEC is not addressing those issues. As we sit here, we can talk on all of the politics of it, but what happens at the poll on Tuesday is actually critical if NEC does not exercise or exhibit transparency for all participants to be sure that NEC is even-handed on this is going to raise a lot of concern. But I can say this, Madam Way is not new to Nimba politics. She served as a superintendent of the county. She has a record of engaging young people, students, and the record shows that she is the only one who contested in an election with 5 minor candidates against PYJ alone, and she came second to PYJ. Samuel Koga is a little potato for her. She'll beat him. I can tell you that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gonglo. Thank you. Formula.
Thank you very much. You know, sometimes it's funny, really. I'm happy that I'm the last person to take us to the phone lines. But if you see the hypocrisy on the show, my brother Anthony here is saying the Union Party is happy for Prophet Key, but he's happy that his candidate is endorsing Yege Koruba. I don't know where we're taking the other argument tonight. But
I didn't even say that, but you continue.
Wait a minute.
You say something that nobody.
You said Prophet Key, you said Yege Koruba carry population and the endorsement. You said it right. Everybody listening to you. So I don't know where you're coming from.
Anthony, you clearly stated that, bro.
So I don't know where you're coming from. But let's forget about that. You see, my senior brother Gonglo, I know how he put in it. You cannot lose credibility in an election and you still talking about you going to the election to win. Why would you even want to bring about TOT around this time? Who told you that in by election they can have TOT? Neck can have Trino. Where the information coming from? The recently had an election in Nimba County in 2023.
It's written in the guidelines, though.
It's not there. It's not in the guidelines. That's
election.
I work with the National Election Commission for years.
Election magistrate too, though.
So wait. Let me finish my.
Nimba for that matter, or election magistrate for Nimba.
Yeah, that's very good. You're magistrate, but I don't know how you got your own people and how you became magistrate. You're trying to mislead the people now. But
moderator, this guy, I'm sorry. Let me tell you. I work as
I don't know how you're doing the show tonight.
Coming up from where?
I work as
okay. So guys, let's do this. Sorry, let me come in a bit. So Mr. Gonglo, when once formula is done, if you have some corrections to make, or if you want to respond to something he said, we'll give you 30 seconds to do that. But let's allow him to land, and then you can. Then we're gonna give you 30 seconds. Then we'll go to the phone lines.
So we live in an age of information. So people cannot come on the platform like this when you think that other people here don't know exactly what they are doing. You cannot fool all of us here because we have flipped the pages too. We know the laws on the book. So in 2020, this very Madam Edith appeared on Prophet Key's show. When Prophet Key supported her against the vice president. Prophet Key was on Prophet Key's show. Prophet Key endorsed Prophet Key, campaigned for her against the vice president, and she still lose that election. And then today now you're looking at Prophet Key to be a devil. Okay, fine, we read that case, but how are you celebrating Yeke? A man who has not shown any moral ground. He insulted the former vice president on TV. He disgraced all of the women who went to cry on behalf of the vice president being insulted. He abused all of them. And today that this Yaga called by you over there, you celebrating over. My man, I forget about the other one. But this election is consequential. That's the reason we keep saying to Nimba County. This election, the issue about the tradition will be upheld. This Madam Edith said she preached on it. She was preaching on the balance of power in Nimba County. And I'm happy today that we have Yan Twain from the Mano Ethnic group that went on radio and saying to this same group of people, say we preach, even along with Edith, preach for this balance of power, that we should have the two dominant tribes represented in the House of Elder. And today, you people, the Mano people, have voted me. So let's give this time to the dance who can balance the power. Madam Edith supported that particular argument, but today she's coming on now to her on gender and business, and they want to play the gender card. But the people of Nimba has resolved, and we can see it. So the only thing we'll do,
Family, you have 20 seconds to learn.
Thank you very much, Nelson. You're calling 20 seconds for other people here, but anyway, that's it. But man, you see, that's how Nelson do to disrupt people. But anyways,
no, I'm not disrupting you.
lost it in
No,
you
have your 20 seconds.
This man was giving 30 seconds to other people to end, but my own region, he said 20 seconds. For what now?
Yeah, because you've passed the 30 seconds.
Let me formula you need a 20 second to pause.
All right. So
there's a lot of mental flu.
I know that like how Joseph
the guy has lost. He has lost concentration
because you confused man. Nobody interrupted him, but he ready to talk. Bam.
I didn't speak for no
anyway,
so quickly, let me conclude quickly.
Yeah.
Just as Jose Mourinho referred to the former Arsenal coach as a winger, as specialist in failure, because for a consistent time he had not won anything. Being a manager, that's how Edith going to be a specialist in failure for failing in election. She will be whipped massively by Koga, and let me tell you this: you people will end up coming here and denigrating the National Election Commission, and in the end, the Supreme Court again. You should get ready to go to the court, because that's the court will be there waiting for you.
Thank you.
But
thank you.
At the end, Koga is the next senator for Nimba County. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Gonglo, you want to take 30 seconds?
Just quick thing. I just want to clarify this. You know,
Amy, you are on the show.
I'm in mute.
Oh, you gave me 20 seconds. If you correct me, I can still come back to correct him.
You're gonna have a closing, so
okay, thank you.
Closing.
Mr. Gonglo, please go ahead.
I just wanted to say this quickly. Every election is different and is distinct by itself. That's what the law says. There is no election law that is written and say this one is for by-election, this one is for general election, this one is for this, that. They wrote one election law, revised election of 2014. Then there are other administrative procedures that are written out of that law to enforce, to bring meaning to how the laws are implemented. Okay? When you go into election, because if you assume you can by-election is by-election, but there are new candidates, they are independent who may not even come from political parties. So you have to conduct training. Because the TOT for party agent, basically formula is a rules of engagement, right? That you're gonna come and say when you open the ballot, observer, this is what observers must do, and this is what networkers should do. So everybody understands their role. So that on the day of election, no observer is intruding or stopping networker from performing their duty. That's the simple essence of that. So I just want you to get that clear. Don't get yourself so excited with this. Samuel Koga team will defeat him anyway, you know. And on the question of defeat, I do that why the former president of Senegal ran 4 times. On the 5th election, he became president when he was, I think, in his 70s.
Thank you very much. Emmy, you want to just chime in quickly before we go to the phone lines, or you want us to go? You are
Territory,
muted.
what's going on?
You muted, Amy.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go to the phone line.
Okay, so yeah, let's take some calls. Let me put the numbers up now. I see a lot of folks trying to call in. Let's see if we can take few calls. Then we're gonna come back to take a minute, 30 seconds each to do our closing right after the call-in segment of the program. So we're gonna go to the phone lines now and see if we can take our first caller here. Hello. Oh, okay, we lost that person. Let's take this one. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Elvin.
Good morning, sir. You're live on the show.
And I say hi to all your panelists.
Yes, sir.
So I'm Satana and I take up from Master Brown. The Lord and of again from the north said to me too much. So like something, but then let me weigh in my thoughts a little bit. So the TOT that Mr. Mongo is talking about, every procedure must have a guideline, the rule of engagement. For formula said to them, they say no, it's different by election, different from general elections. Then I don't know which one of the election commission you are working with. But how do you get accepted the way it is? And Ture, I want to just weigh this into Ture. Ture, most of the time when you starting your talking, and when you're talking to people in society, you first contain those individuals before you weigh in your thought. No, you deserve respect. Other people deserve respect. Yesterday, Yaka Kolubara, we generating here, we parade around him, we carry him around here. And nothing can take little part of my blood. But when the truth is, let's say.
So what's your point? What's your point on that aspect?
My point when truth started, he denigrated Yaka. I used to say Yaka was not in our brigade at the time we were running.
I'm not part of your brigade, man.
Deputy Director of Police for Operation, and he shot his mother. Yet we still hanging on our campaign trail. So today, we go on.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. No different.
Mobile, let's give the callers a time, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's hold you there and take another person here. Hello, your name and where you call from? This person.
Oh, you give me a chance to respond to that caller.
Please go ahead. You're live.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Momo Tule, and I've been listening to the show. It's quite an intriguing show. You know, there's a lot of excitement around the elections. But quick to the issue, first of all, quick disclaimer: I'm a serious surrogate of the Unity Party.
Oh,
but in these elections,
serious surrogate of the Unity Party.
Of course, I am. I'm a Unity Party.
A very serious surrogate.
Yeah, that's a quick disclaimer. Yeah, I got to put that out there. But here, quick to the issues, right? The issue is that look, I support. For me, my choice in these elections is Madam Edith Gongolo Way. Why am I choosing this lady? It's not for the gender card, but I believe she's the most qualified, the most competent person to occupy that seat, right? But what I believe that is so troubling, that where she's going to find her issue is the fact that, her choice she made in the general election, where she supported the CDC, is where my mother, because I call her my mother, I have a serious issue in winning this election, right? Because has she not aside in the 2023 election? I believe it would have been very difficult for even the ruling establishment to have even picked a side. They would have been in a state of confusion. But for the fact that she endorsed a guy like George Weah, kind of like weaken her position today.
Thank you.
And the reason reason, and let me just close this, right? Because these elections are a referendum for 2029, right? In this election, even if Gongolo wins this election, it will send a message that Nimba no more belongs to Nimba, no longer have a godfather, that the country is open. It's like an open field that anyone can go. It's like an elephant that everyone can go and fight and get a piece of that meat. That's the issue that she's going to have. But if it comes to competency and the ability to do the job, someone who knows the issue, my Edith Gongolo is my choice. I'm sorry to my United Partisans. I'm so sorry, but she's my choice.
Thank you very much for your input, Momo. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, Nelson. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. You're live on the show. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Nelson. My name is Kennedy Morumba Bala. My second time calling on the nighttime show. Let me begin by saying thank you to Mr. Carnaval Gongolo.
If you don't know the man for the correct, just call the man Mr. Gongolo. Let's move on.
Okay, Mr. Gongolo. I'm sorry. But you see, these elections in Nimba are a litmus test to Nimba's ability to continue to be the electoral college for Liberia. Me as an individual, I support Mia Koga, many fronts. But the factors, my brother who just spoke before even the cause came out, he probably did not indicate he had a time he would have indicated that. You just realize that Lufthansa is true.
No, your line has gone bad. Your line has gone bad.
Okay, next thing, Mark.
Okay, try let's give it a try again, see.
Okay, next time, Mark right now.
Yeah, it's better. Let's hear you.
Okay, so I was just giving the buttress to my brother, who's in my member. Did you see a sense of push for the Unity Party? Look, I would think this time around, I said it, even if it's not a bad choice for Nimba, but I mean, Kroger to be an alternative right now who's going to win. And the divisive tactics these guys are playing will not support these processes.
Okay.
I would say that for time, and I know Samuel Kroger is going to win. And just like my brother said, after these elections are ahead and done, they're going to have to go to the election commission or they're going to have to go to the court.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, Nelson, how you doing?
Yeah, we okay. Let's hear you, sir.
I want to ask Brother Kerebo now. In 2011, Kerebo, this is Dino Philip's youngest brother. In 2011, in Philadelphia, Kerebo and other people, I will not call their name, all of them who were in Philadelphia spoke against the Geo-Mano issues. Why not today, Kerebo can come up to say, this is what happening. We don't want these things to happen in Nimba County. Let my sister to drop out of the race. What am I saying there? In I saying 2011, a lot of things happened in Liberia when the Mano, the Geo was a local head. One senator this way, one senator that way. Now I want Mr. Kerebo Gongolo to explain to the Nimba people what happened to the 2011. I supported my sister Edith Gongolo in the senatorial race between she and Prince Johnson. Why did I do that? We were preaching for Edith to be senator so that the whole Remaro in Liberia or in Nimba County can start. We preached against it sometimes.
20 seconds.
And yeah, 20 seconds. So I want really, Kerebo is a very educated man. He preached against it. Why now, Kerebo? Why now when you influence some of us with our own knowledge and we saw it at that time for us to vote for Ide. Thank you very much. I want you to explain.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So we'll take just 2 more calls and then we end up. I see a lot of people trying to call in, but we don't have much time to take all of your calls. So let's bring this person in. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from? Hello. Okay, that person slipped off. Let's see if we can bring this person in. Hello. Okay. Again, we lost that caller. So let's let's do our closing because time is not much on our side now. We can do the closing now.
I hope you give me a little more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a minute or so to do our closing ish. So, Famula, you want to go?
I think they reference him so he can go.
No, we're going by the
Famula.
queue.
Let's go in a second.
All right.
Famula, going by the
All
queue.
right.
That strategy
right.
of being last.
Listen, there's no strategy in anything here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So okay, what a great show. And since that the campaign process has ended already in Liberia, so we just want to climb ourselves from our own end. And I wish I could speak a little bit of Gil. Babwa, our Ilome, our people from Nimba. You know, we have said it over and over and again that this election is a litmus test, and the people of Nimba County will have to show their solidarity. They are considered as one of the most consistent group of people when it comes to voting in our country. When they say they are for this side, they are for that side. And when the elder speaks in that county, it carries huge weight. It's a traditional county, like Lofa, like Cape Mount, and other counties that believe in tradition. So we already know that we are going to do this complete balance of power. The minor people are represented, and this is the time for the other group. The two dominant tribes, they will be over there and there will be balance of power. So we are calling on our people to not follow the destructive winds. There are elements that left from Central Monrovia and moved to Nimba County to disrupt the process. We know the elements. They are recorded in history as the main disruptor. Those people are not proven to be winners. The evidences are there. Akara Gray lost an election. He was defeated. He's running over there now, acting as like a savior. He's not going nowhere. He has no moral ground to tell anybody on how to win election. And this is the worst mistake ever. Man, Edith, I know you are regretting whatsoever you are now, to allow these lazy boys, those boys who have no understanding of the politics of Nimba County. Where were they? Where were they? So that now they know Nimba County is involved. When they were writing citation out here that people should go and support 3 persons in a race, that now they want to go and show solidarity because they see Edith now is showing that she got small, fan base. That's how lazy people behave. When they see one man stand up, someone say, "Hey, now that man will be that man." But this is not how the election is going to go. We are very optimistic and we have resolved that Koga going to be the next to fill that vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Before you can now, you can't tell me 20 seconds.
So you and who resolved? You and who resolved?
I and my people from Nimba County, we resolve. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Nessie.
Thank you. Meanwhile, the man is not going to Nimba. He's not voting, but he resolved. He and his people. Yeah, do your closing, sir. Yeah.
Oh, shit. You want me to be the first to go explain history about how I got tied to Nimba County? All of us, one way or the other, we are connected to Nimba. And my own attack will be socially connected. But let me leave it as that.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Gonglo, you want to do your closing?
Oh, yeah, sure. But I just want to pick on the last comment by Boy Dinwa. He's somebody that I knew His oldest brother was my friend. May his soul rest in peace. He passed away here in Philadelphia. But let me just say something quickly. I think both did not knowledge of what happened is just twisted a little bit. In 2011, I was actually working in Liberia. I was not here in Philadelphia. I was there throughout. I didn't even come here throughout 2011. I was working. I was there when the election even took place. I was in Nimba active campaigning for my sister. So, but what Bob Dylan is referring to, I have argued that election based on tribal preference is wrong. So when you say I was against it, that is why, because his older brother and I used to argue, when I go visit them, that if you use tribal politics, you get the wrong people. Because you say, oh, that give people time here. Say, for example, Koga go, for God's sake, and I will emphasize on the land that for God's sake, Koga wins this election. Guys, let's be honest. Is he the right person? Given his record in the legislature, is he the right person? So, and when someone becomes senator, he becomes senator for all of the country, not just for a particular region. Because you make laws and your actions affect the country and the image of the country. So just for 1 second, look at that. So, but this is what I was against. Because we say, oh, that give people time here, then you limit the competition. Then the right person does not come for. Let's just base everything on the Constitution so that people have free choice. Like the vice president is in Nimba telling people, oh, man, people you vote, your vote will go to a waste. He went today, yesterday in the Gio area, Beleka, he said, if you don't vote for Koga, you vote for any other person, you are spoiled, it's in your vote is a waste. That's sheer arrogance. You can't tell people who have tried to exercise their constitutional right, you say you can't choose. If you choose the way Kun does not want, it's a waste. What kind of arrogance is that? It's really insulting and demeaning that educated people, hardworking people, industrial people, you tell them you must vote this way. Otherwise, your vote is a waste. Guys, you just imagine that. You guys are young. This is the country Kun wants to pass on to you. That Kun way or you are dead. It's very sick message. And it's troubling. I will end that.
Thank you. That's it, yeah. All right. Thank you, Mr. Gongo. Francis, Donna.
Formula is very interesting. Formula, you are very jealous of me, but you my small brother. So it's a good thing. You need to walk my path. You'll be better. Okay? So listen to Bob Marley music, or maybe Lucky Dube. Just listen keenly. Don't do it that yaga yaga way. No, don't do it like that. Listen very well. But anyway, we got our sister here looking so pretty tonight. Anyway, I'm sorry, but I gotta say it because she is. Okay. Now your business and my time. He's jealous of you, Amy, because nobody telling you say handsome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your closing. Thank you a whole lot. Ray, you want to come in? Ray, please go ahead and do your closing.
Ray is not coming because Teresa got to wait for me to get done. Look, Nancy, don't do that. You're not even able to show your own picture. They want to disrupt our show. You think we'll just be serious all the time? We gotta play some. What they call me? We gotta play a little bit.
Yeah,
but on a serious note, I think we had a good show, and the issue of tribal politics, gender car, all kind of cut, everything part of it. I think we are getting there in terms of democratic credentials for Liberia and Liberians. And regular election is not all to it. But what happened between and after those elections? And that's why we are here to have these conversations, okay? Hopefully we can get it better by putting good system in place to address some of the issues that we're having right now. But I think Nimba people are going to do better. Whoever emerged as the winner, I'm very sure not only that they're going to be serving the people of Nimba, but they're also going to be serving Liberia. And we urge everybody, all the contestants, and those that will be the beneficiaries, meaning the citizens of Nimba, everybody will hold fast to peaceful exercise of their own constitutional right to cast a vote for whoever they want to cast it for. And our law enforcement, you please make sure we got all political judges all gone there from Monrovia. Some of them ain't got good intention. I can tell you that for sure. The anger in the country is huge for so many reasons, including lack of employment, including everything we know. So we just hope and pray that everything will go fine. Heavy is not coming down, and hell is not coming down. They're going to stay where they are. In Nimba, by Wednesday, we have another elected senator for 9 years. So I want to say thanks to everybody on the set, and those of you that came to listen to us tonight. We want to say thank you plenty. And our big brother on the show, Mr. Gongo, we wish your sister good luck. I'm not going to ask you any question, but I think she made a very big mistake. Some people raise the issue of after election coming to America, now staying in my country. Those are some of the issues. But the voters will decide that. The voter will decide that. Thank you very much, Nelson.
3.
Yeah, as the saying goes, flower leaving before door ear cut. So basically, let me say this, and let me send this resounding message to my people of Nimba and all the actors and actresses that have converged onto Nimba right now to fry a fish that they have no oil to fry in. Let me tell you, we all know very well Nimba is, one of the most progressive, if not, or trending county right now, right before our eyes. I was recently in Liberia and I was in Nimba, and I enjoy my stay there. I really did. And I know the people, they are onto something, and they know very well they would not in any way engage in any act that we sort of disrupt whatever it is that they have going on there. These are smart people, a lot of investment in there, and they're going to do exactly. I mean, obviously elections, campaigning time, stuff like these, you expect these things to happen. People have to push each other around. But what happened the day after is what that counts. And history has shown that they have always, live the next day in peace and harmony. And after Tuesday, I don't anticipate anything other than that. But yeah, man, look, at the end of the day, let's preach for a nuanced political dispensation. Let's preach for inclusion. Let's preach on issues driven campaign and all of that stuff. And I know we are getting there, because this going national election taught us something, that there's a shift happening. Some people won in areas that nobody anticipated that they were going to win those areas. And that shows that people are getting more educated about why they should vote for individuals. It should not just be like a blank vote. It should not just be like because the person brought campaign T-shirts, campaign memorabilia, and people will be driven for that on their vote. We saw that happening. CDC had enough of that. But people still collected those things, including cash, and voted their conscience, voted as if their life depended on it, voted for a candidate that could bring, value to their lives and the lives of their children.
20 seconds.
And I think this is what this is about. Nobody should misconstrue, what this should be about. The Nimbanian, they understand you know, who can actually represent them adequately. We could all sit there and have our position on issues, but we are just saying these things because we are outside looking in, you know. So I wish them all the best. And I wish, obviously, I'm not going to say police and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into that because that is just, you know, fear mongering. And I don't think it's going to reach to that level. And I wish them all the best. Thank you very much, Nelson.
Anthony?
I want to say thank you, Nelson, for the show, and thank you guys. Listen, my only thing I have to say today is that at this moment now, you have done what you can do by campaigning. Make sure you protect your vote. Make sure your poll watchers are vigilant. The strength of the Unity Party is propaganda and smoking ballots. They are excellent in that. The reason why they are leaning back right now, they're acting like, oh, they don't have the pressure the thing because they're in position right now. Do not sleep. Keep your eyes open. I like the Liberian political setting where we stay using paper. Because when I do on our paper and you have a copy, that's it. They can't change it in the system. If you sleep at the ballot bar, there will be pre-marked ballot paper will be smuggled in. And it will be there. John Brown, number 5, this. Because that ballot paper is already in the box. The focus should be before that person marks the paper, does that name matches the ID? And the second thing, make sure that when they're counting, every paper goes through every. Don't relax. You are putting all your work. The most important thing that you have right now is that polling station. It's your best. Nothing else is important now. They're making sure that every vote counts. Because if you don't do so, you guys accept the blame. The reason why CDC did not win DeLong in Maserado 2020, that the polling station, CDC campaigned vigorously, but the polling station make the difference. I am telling you, the two best things that Unity Party can do well. Number 1, propaganda. Number 2, smoking ballots. They are very good at that. Leadership, they don't know it. They have the power today and they blaming other people. They will continue to blame everybody else but themselves. They have the upper. Can you imagine they don't talking about, oh, you get called by right. You are setting senator, you can't do what you're supposed to do. Let me tell you today, you want to beat your chest? Beat your chest at the ballot box. Make sure you protect Madam Ida Gonglo well vote. If you don't do it, these guys, because they don't have anything to show right now, they will make sure and rub it in your face. If you're tired, give it your best shot now. The campaign is over now. Make sure that ballot paper is protected. Thank you.
Yeah, my brother Anthony, he's speaking so strongly and energetically about the ballot paper being smuggled. Why my ANC always just y'all can smuggle ballot too? But anyway, we'll leave it there. The people on Nimba, yeah, you guys, all eyes on Nimba County, and you guys should be very proud. Be very proud because your election is going to determine, let's say, about 80% of what will happen in 2029. 80% of what will happen in 2029. So be very proud, but please be peaceful and do not listen to all of these people that memorize the dictionary. I can't agree, like not memorize dictionary and run on platform, and then they run into Nimba. Now they come at the last minute. You see, these guys are calling loser mentality. Oh, they say they're voting for citizens should vote for 3 people, but then now they're acting like they're going to influence just in case. If Congo win the election, they'll say they don't want to carry her over the finish line. When they never put all of their support behind her throughout the campaign stages, and yesterday they started running to Nimba and Children Chop. So that when either win, they say they don't support either. You see how about loser mentality? That party is a bunch of loser. over there. But it just so happened to be one of the major opposition in Liberia. And since Liberia people say they can't choose nobody else but CDC or Unity Party, there are many people can make all the noise that they be making. I can't go spoon to him. Now he just say he coming back in 2029. What made him bold to say it? Not because he's done anything for District 8 months around County, but because he know that Liberian people say that time by time. So you know the party till the time will bring CDC, will get CDC time, even though he's not competent, he's not going to do anything for them. I'm not going to say he's not competent because he's a very smart guy. I know him from SDA. But he's not going to do anything for District 8 like he did in the last 12 years. But at his time, that time by time. So the only advantage Unity Party has now is the presidency. President Barker should stop taking the sleeping pill and wake up and start doing things and start holding people accountable in his administration. And then like people feel it, yeah, he doing the roles and other things and stuff like that. But like people still suffering. Transportation is killing them. Healthcare killing them. We kill the platforms that drink geriatric supposed to leave the hospital and go outside to buy medication and bring it back to the hospital. The same thing still happening. Insecurity is on the rise. People paying their former houses in Liberia. They still gotta live in prison because they gotta put barbed wire and glass bottle on top of it. It's not just President Barker thing. It's starting for ending time or before ending time. Anything gotta stop in our country. Other countries around us, they build a farmhouse houses, no window bar, no glass bottle. But in Liberia, you build a house, then you turn it into prison. You live in there.
Absolutely. Prison.
You know, and I think prison that one can kill our people again when the fire stops. Because now, no exit. You can't jump outside a window because you're protecting yourself from the road. But when the fire comes, you can't jump outside now because you too protected from the road. But there's no exit. You see? So, for people that want to get us to, but Nimba County, we are proud of you guys. You gotta remain peaceful. Anybody that are from Nimba that take that step from outside and run to you and want to start trouble your county, your man, show them with rock. They're not from Nimba.
Francis, thank you. Thank you.
Any country.
Thank you, Francis.
Any country.
So Anthony, I really thought you come and say the reason why he kept saying the reason why. I thought you come and say the reason why Kumi got 1%, bro.
No problem. We are proud of our 1%. You know why I've been doing our 1%? Because you know we'll start getting momentum.
Emmy, you want to do your closing? Emmy, you want to do your closing?
You can't discuss like Brent presidential.
Sure.
You know that.
So I was here for my baby girl.
Anthony, listen.
Since I came out, I wanted to So Anthony is sharing a breaking news yesterday. Like Dylan did not win the election fairly. He was there. Dylan was bringing smuggling ballot something.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
You said
no. I did not say that. No,
Anthony, stop, man.
No,
you see the same thing.
No, I did not say Dylan. No. I said that the ballot paper was protected. That's why Dylan won't clear it because people watch the ballot. Please.
Next, you gotta call that part and put it in a group chat. Thank you. Go ahead.
Please go back to the tape.
This guy, man. That is same thing he did about
the ballot paper. That's what I said.
Bro. Come on,
protect the ballot.
My man, let me go ahead. Anthony, let me go ahead. In what she lying or you let you go ahead.
I beg you. But anyway.
No, let me just put it that way. So
no, because y'all can do that too much on the show.
Okay, Anthony, everybody got a foggy memory. Only you got something on. Let's move on.
Go ahead, mama.
But anyways, that's what I heard, and I think everybody else heard that. But the whole thing about this election, I think I don't think everybody keeps saying is something to determine days of 2029. I don't think so. Because I think we heard the same thing during the election, just going with the one that the senator now, Nyan 21. Everybody was making it about, let's see the strength of the government, the strength of the days, and that's what's gonna happen. I think everybody just be happy stuff up. It's just another regular election that they voted for senator and something. And at the end of the day, after that, the Nimba would go back to status quo. Like the last one happened when I think Frank Johnson was supporting Samuel Koka, right? And the UP was supporting Yan Twine, and it was the same thing. And I think I heard the last time, 2020, I was supporting Madam Edith Ongaway. And I'm not supporting anybody in the election. I'm waiting for what the Madam would say, but I stopped supporting her because of her choice she made in 2023. Because we all of them talk about how bad the country was, right? The whole CPP clan. They were all something in it for this, to change that. But then, because of some bitterness from the election that happened in 2020, when everybody else swallowed the bitter pill for the betterment of Liberia, some people decided to carry that malice and decide, oh, well, I must as well just support the bad pill that we all said was bad to stay there because of my own personal. And I just thought that everybody that made that decision, I just, from there on, I just did not, I lost my support for them. I mean, and we all sitting here talking about tribal. I don't think this is a tribal thing. It's just common, right? In a big old state or country, you have the 5 tribes there, but 2 are the largest. Of course, it makes sense for the 2 to represent the county. You cannot just have one of them. Why do we Black people always want Black representation? Should we say that's tribal too? It's a common thing that happens anywhere in the world. So for people to be saying, oh, this person being divisive, they're pushing this is tribal, this is day in 2020, this 2020, that's hypocrisy, and that's just politics. That's what it is. And trying to make another try to run to the other side and support my candidate because, oh, this guy is saying, and I don't know why they always use the Mandingo people in every election as a pawn, right? To play politics. They need to stop that. You go and run your campaign when somebody says something. Everybody knows Prophet Key is a loose whatever. He says stuff out of his mouth that we all know done something. Prophet Key never said Mandingo people were never citizen of Liberia. Anybody who said that, you're a fool to say that. He never said that. They said everybody else says stuff for every other tribes. He apologized, I think. He did apologize for what he said if it makes anybody mad. And I think people said things about every tribe in Liberia. They got everything they say about everybody. But every time somebody said something about Mandingo, the only time I feel offended when they say Mandingo people are not citizens of Liberia, then you don't know your history. That's the only time. But to say you said something and just say Mandingo, somebody can say something about Gilpo, say something about Manu, say something about Bassa and whatever. Why every election we have to make this politics something? We need to stop that. Okay? And I think that they might know who they want. They can go ahead and vote for whoever they want. They should just remain peaceful, that everybody already said. And just do the right thing. And people who go in there to fuel the fire because you hate this other party because they are government or the government supporting the one year. So I don't want it to rub it in my face. According to my brother Anthony, yeah, they just need to rub it in your face. They will rub it in your face if you vote for this guy, and suddenly we should stop that. Take your personal something somewhere else and let the people that live in that county that know what they want that would be better for that county to make that decision. That's all I'm gonna say. Kudos to Nimba and do what you do best.
This government is really some people in the street today with a couch, suffering from couch. They ran on couch.
I'm doing my time to do my closing. I beg you, please. You know, sometimes when Anthony talking, you can forget. We all, when you are talking about putting my note down, you made a lot of allegations against United Party and DeLong. You said they're good at smoking, body paper.
He said smoking. Yep, that's what he said. He worse.
And when you sometimes when you say those things, brother, you gotta when people. I mean, what right? So we shouldn't come here on public radio. When you come here, you say things that are, and people will be like, "Oh, United Party can cheat." Why would make United Party cheat on the election? And CDC was in power. They will get all the resources, and they will get people who are over there 24/6. Then people say United Party do this, United Party do that, and even talk about DeLong. They don't rig the election. You don't say things like that, and you said it, and I mean, try to allude to it, and you are like, oh la la, and that's what I said. Go listen to your replay. But let me go to the Nimba issue. Look, let me tell my Nimba people, your vote, who you think can do best. People will go, like for example, people will, people move from here, they go, they vote. The moment they lost the election, They left you. I mean, they leave or they come, whether in the state or whatsoever, or they go there, they live that comfortable life. They don't know how you're living. And when people come in and say, people want to argue it, we agree on everything, bread and butter. It's not everything that will be that we say, okay, this, they all candidate, but nobody can tell me all the people that are running in the election, in the senatorial election, nobody can tell me say they candidate this, they candidate that. They will not explain that platform. Why you know that they candidate will do or they did before in the past. That you now the Nimadian will say, okay, let the president, let the other candidate. So let us be real. When we come here, let us discuss the issues and forget about the personal issue. Because anytime Anthony Khan, he always emphasize on things. You talk about Yeke. Yeke, the same people then who Yeke, we agree, Yeke supported the Unity Party. Of course, yes. Prophet Key supported the Unity Party. We agree. But they both are the same, no different. Yeke calls every day. Yeke not money Prophet Key. Yeke money Prophet Key because every day, Yeke on you see every Sunday in church. You open a service, you call a lot of journalists, and they sit on the radio, or on the TV or whatsoever. He that costs. So if we're talking about decency, people that Yeke sort of be or putting her hand on and she agree to it.
Yeke that honorable. Yeke that honorable.
Yeah, saying that you can't compare with our brother or Prophet Key. I know what Prophet Key been doing. It's not right. Nobody will tell you Prophet Key what he been doing, causing, doing it. When people say, "Oh, we like it," no, we don't like it. For me, I don't like it. But why I can do nothing, but I will condemn it. The same way I will condemn Yeke. So she didn't come here and say they Askar Grenade are moving from here going Nimba to go campaign. What are they carrying there? How are all the people they carrying, the cars they carrying, they driving those cars, they're putting people in buses and carrying it there. They don't want to vote, or they're going blindfold the people, and end of the day they say, "Oh, either will get cry." What's going wrong? Because now we listen to our brother here talking about wrecking election. So we gotta be careful when we come on the radio because a lot of these things happen based on what people say on radio. Now you get the other senator who took, Representative Melvin Cole who took people from Bon County, poke them in truck, carry them again to go run campaign, and they even get a voting card over there. They even nothing. So how these things work? Then we'll come here today. We say, "Oh yeah, that's true, and but we forgetting to know that people can come on radio and say things and start the entire conflict. And then, end of the day, when it escalates, I'll be like, "Oh, what's going on? What's happening?" But our brother Anthony here tonight telling the Liberian people that the Unity Party and they don't rig the election. How that's possible when CDC were in power? I think it is wrong. It's bad thing, my brother. When you get a personal issue with this ANC issue, just sit down and discuss it. Forget about putting lies together. ANC that you're the same people make today. ANC dying slowly because Benedict left already. Who there again? That already left. Who there again? Sekou left. All of men left on ANC. Only one there. It will go to 0.00%. Some are looking to be at least to be talking for ANC. But people that we can't talk for ANC. We can't come here and elevate ANC because the people that are behind ANC, they're not doing like bro no well. Every day they come here, they bring lies, they say things what are happening in the country. So I think it is wrong. My Nimba people, that tradition can't take. The people vote based on their tradition. What our elderly people will tell them. So we can come here across the line, no Askar Grading and get our group, they can move a memorial, they go there. Any other day, they put vote on their tradition base. They know who to carry, they already know who will win the election. So as far as concerned, let the election be peaceful. Mandimarian people, you compose yourself, let nobody carry, bring to come divide, more especially, Yeke saying a lot of things, Askar Grading saying a lot of things, you should listen to them. You go, you vote peacefully, you go home, you rely, you vote for your result. Thank you, Nelson.
Yes, sir.
Nelson the past station.
Nelson,
Nelson,
picture.
Oh no, we want to say thanks to everyone. Thank you, Francis, for Francis Jabate for being on tonight. We appreciate you a whole lot, brother. Thanks to our brother Fumble, eh? Our guest contributor, I don't know, he left.
Yeah, he left.
It's a killer.
Yeah. But I want to say thank you to him.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, Fumble, as well for being on tonight. Thank you, Francis Kangoma. Francis Kangoma is that man who is President Bwaka's favorite nephew. Thank you for being on tonight. We appreciate you.
My man, Nancy, problem. Let Nancy man a serious problem.
No, but the man say he's the
forgotten nephew.
Yeah. So he's a nephew in protest, actually. Nephew in protest. Yeah. So
no, Nelson, you will stay on Isa. You can call me any kind of name. I don't care.
As a nephew in protest, he's recruiting now. He has succeeded in recruiting Francis.
But Nelson saw the t-shirt Yagi are rapping today.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything.
Movement against Bwaka presidency.
That's Yaga habitat right there. Chaos.
I can survive in chaos. That's it.
Yep. No working day. Just being in the street.
Number 10. Because
he did not find him. Yaga will go find it.
The people that noise in district number 10, they don't give a substance. So you got causing man, he making noise. District number 10 will continue to vote for him. His family will be in Ghana enjoying, rather will be suffering in this.
So Francis, what are you trying to tell we that in the district?
Yeah, but you
resident of District 10.
No.
Don't.
Are you guys looking for people that voted for Yeke?
We campaign for Yeke.
Nothing voted for Yeke. You know,
I voted for Yeke too.
I know.
Don't put me in that situation, Moba.
So what wrong with that?
I didn't.
We were campaigning against Yeke. They come in 2020 now. You
will get face.
You will get face. Can y'all let me say happy birthday to my baby girl? That's my first seed, mine. I got two.
Oh wow, that's your daughter,
my baby girl. Huh?
What's her name?
Baby girl.
Happy birthday, Sasha.
Wow.
Sasha, okay, happy birthday, Sasha.
Continues to bless you, to order your steps into the young, beautiful lady that you're becoming. You make mommy proud every day. She's such a good girl. We fight every day. I thought we were supposed to be best friends. She looks so much like her dad. She's his photocopy, but they are more close than she and I. So
girls always close to that daddy. Don't be mad.
So you're sharing.
Yeah, well, that's what people say. My son looks like me, and she looks like her dad. So
yeah, it's always the kids, man.
Yeah. So
girls.
Birthday.
Wow, I can't wait for my daughter to be this big.
They always gravitate towards your daddy, bro. It is what it is. I mean, you can't get mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we wish you all the best, Sasha, as you celebrate your birthday, and good health, long life.
May the good Lord bless your steps.
May the good Lord continue to order your steps, separate you from every negative influences in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen. Amen to that. Amen.
My baby,
Emmy will open Sunday school on the show, but we want to say thanks to everyone for being on tonight.
That's a little fun something, right? Every time they say something negative, I'll be like, I rebuke you. She said, what did I say bad now? I'm always rebuking
you. You
can't speak positive. You can't be speaking negative. She said, what did I say now?
So John Fireman says his birthday is tomorrow. He's an
okay.
Oh wow, my son.
Happy pre-birthday.
Happy pre-birthday. Happy birthday in advance, bro, John.
Ladies, you guys, good night.
John Fireman is a real name. Is your real last name Fireman?
No.
Yeah. Man, I fire for that. That's my brother friends there.
Guys, we love forward to being here tomorrow.
I don't say friends.